All right, so I wanted to do a little bit of a video here and just talk about the things that I've learned from internet marketing. And I've done quite a few things in the past with affiliate programs and using other mediums besides YouTube, building websites or running pay-per-click ads. And so I just wanted to sort of record a video that will be helpful to people who are brand new, and hopefully this is something that will help you maybe understand it a little different way. Everybody explains things a little bit differently. Everybody learns a little differently, so hopefully this helps you out. So my name is Barry, and I have been marketing for about 20 years, and spent quite a bit of that doing digital marketing, launching brands. And so I guess one of the marketing, I wanted to kind of follow a quick outline here, just understanding the marketing essentials, and I guess the very basic foundations of it. And this will be a series on all sorts of things, whether it's talking about picking your audience or picking your niche, or recording media. So what I'll do is I want to teach you about how to properly lay out your roadmap and how to pick a brand, how to set your objectives, picking your target audience. So let's take a look here now. So the digital marketing, if you've got no experience in marketing whatsoever, I mean, my videos are going to be geared towards people who are really brand new to marketing. So just sort of to start at a foundational level, the differences between digital and just the traditional marketing that you think of. So number one is easy entry. Obviously, everybody has a computer, everybody has a cell phone. So you've really got all of the recording and the editing tools and everything that you need right in the palm of your hand. And the subject matter can be about anything. And I'm sure you've seen there are videos that there's nothing that hasn't been covered. Doesn't mean you can't cover it again. Just for example, this video. There's tons of videos on internet marketing, but again, like I say, some people learn a little different. Some people explain things a little different. So there's always an area for you to step in and teach things your way, whether that's crafting, whether that's woodwork, whether that's something internet marketing, could be automotive, anything. And the other great thing about digital marketing and sort of getting your brand online is that it is highly scalable. The sky's the limit. It doesn't matter if you're wanting to just start a YouTube channel for something like what I'm doing here. You can start YouTube channels. You can take it as far as you want. You can launch your own brand website. That can develop into, maybe you develop an app or something, or some tools that help somebody in your niche. And then you can start running ads and just scale it to the moon. Or you can just grow organically and just let it grow naturally, which arguably that's a lot of times the best way to go if you've got time on your side, and you just kind of take your time and be patient. So that brings me to the second part, setting clear objectives. Your audience, that is the most important thing. You aren't going to have a very good time or success if you're trying to teach somebody who's into racing how to bake a cake. And so you've got to make sure that your audience is dialed in. YouTube and really any type of marketing doesn't want to be all over the place. So you really want to kind of drill into a niche and keep your content in that niche. Don't try to talk about, let's just use baking as an example, or cooking. Don't try to talk about baking this day, and then the next day you're doing some, making a wreath for the front door. It's just, your audience is going to be a completely different audience for those two things. So you always want to make sure you're talking to the same audience for your content, and then try to grow your channel or grow your brand for that audience at all times. So there's format. There are several different formats you can do. You can do this is a personal, obviously. You've got my face on it. There's you can also do a mix between personal and faceless. And then what faceless is I'm sure you've seen videos where it's almost all computer generated. You've got computer generated graphics and stock footage for B-roll footage, and you've got a lot of times you have a voiceover that is usually pretty obviously a computer generated voiceover. Faceless brands can definitely work. There's tons out there that do work. I will say that personal brands are easier to launch, because one of the things that you'll find is that you'll build trust with your audience and with your people that you're speaking to a much faster if they've got a face that they can hear and relate to and trust, and versus a faceless brand, you're really just putting content behind a logo that nobody knows who's behind it. The other thing to that is like these algorithms, which are, if you don't know what an algorithm is, it's a computer code or software that almost all video platforms use. Well, not almost all video platforms use algorithms, and it is the algorithm that computer software is able to tell whether something is like me here, a genuine person talking to the camera, versus a faceless brand where it's just a made-up voiceover from a digital voice or something. And it's a lot easier to start a faceless brand because that algorithm will work with you and promote you a lot more and a lot faster, provided your content is good. Whereas with a faceless brand, a lot of times you'll have really hard times getting views, getting likes, and just basically getting that algorithm to pick your video up and push it out to the bigger audience out there. And then, like I said, the mix would be something like maybe similar to what I'm doing. I mean, you see that I've got the brand Income Magic, but then it's me, Barry, promoting the brand. The other angle to that, and we won't go too deep into that, is if you ever think you might sell your brand one day, it's a whole lot easier to sell a mix or a faceless brand than it is a personal brand, simply because if you're the brand, if you're the person behind the camera and you're doing, if this was Barry Lang channel name and this is me doing it, it's kind of hard to sell that brand down the road to somebody else that's not Barry Lang. It's not impossible, but it makes it a little more difficult. So keep that in mind too, what your long-term goals are. And then time involvement versus your end goal. Really think about, are you working a full-time job? Is this something that you're going to commit maybe a couple of hours a week to, or is it something you want to do nightly? Maybe you're in between jobs and this is something you can focus and just churn videos out every day. Keep that in mind, and whatever you decide on, be sure to stick to it. If rather than doing 5 videos one week and then no videos for a week and then 1 video the following week and then 5 videos, if you're all over the place like that, going back to the algorithm, it really makes it where it doesn't like it as much. So you want to try and stay sort of consistent. So if you want to just do 1 video every 2 weeks, and just every 2 weeks on a Saturday you launch a video, that's awesome. If you want to do one video a week. If you want to do a video daily, it can be shorts, it can be longs, but as long as you're putting some content out there. So just kind of, that's something else to keep in mind when you're sort of planning everything is, how much time are you going to have to devote to it, and then whatever you decide on, stick to that. So for target analysis, it's most often overlooked, but it's definitely the most critical. So I'll go over in other videos. This is just a simple introduction. This is my very first video on this channel. It's just my introduction video of sort of laying the groundwork of what this channel is going to be about. And so I'll go over in future videos a lot more into each of these sort of little topics. We'll go over all of the different tools that are available out there to research your audience. And it should be a large audience. If you're, let's say your craft is making tiny horse-shaped toothpick statues, that's going to be a very small audience who are going to tune in and find you and seek you out. So you want to sort of back that up and sort of think about what can you teach, or what can you explain, or what can you entertain about. Maybe you want to do reaction videos. Those are very big right now. So where you're just sort of reacting to somebody else's content, or maybe a news article or something that's already out there. But whatever you choose, it should be a large audience, obviously, so that you've got as many people as possible to reach out to. There are a ton of free tools out there to help with this stage. You've got tools where you can search by sort of your overall niche. Like, let's just say you're into cooking. So you can do a cooking search, and there'll be all sorts of results that'll break down. Maybe there's something in baking. Maybe there's something in desserts, or something in, but long story short, you want to sort of try and focus your talents and your information towards a niche that has the largest following out there. So that's going to be my first intro, and I thank you very much. Like and subscribe. There will be more videos to come. I want to try to drop these at least daily. So click to follow along. I would love to have you, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching and sticking with me. And we'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.